Hello everyone and welcome back to another great super cool radio interview. I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before I start talking about my guests, just a quick reminder to thumbs up this video and make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any new interviews or episodes. I got a really cool pop punk band from Melbourne, Australia who will be joining me momentarily. They are from the other side. In this interview, we discuss how the band came together, their writing process, their latest single, Misery, filming the music video for it, and so much more. Please check out and support From the Other Side. I really hope you guys enjoy this interview. So let's dive in. Before we jump into the show, I want to tell you about our merch store on Threadless. Shop a wide variety of logos with multiple colors and sizes available for each design. Your support is greatly appreciated and helps us continue to make killer content like this episode. Please visit supercoolradio.threadless.com or the link in the description to shop now. I got some really great guests joining me at this time. They're members of a really cool pop punk band from Melbourne, Australia. Please welcome From the Other Side.
Hey.
Hi. How you going?
Hoi.
Nice to have you guys on. I will introduce you guys real quick. Making up From the Other Side, we have Rose on vocals, Mark on bass, Paul on lead guitar, and Jonah on drums.
Yay.
All right. So
we do have we do have a member who is starting with us in a few weeks, who's another guitarist. He's not here because he's a bit busy at the moment to start fully, but his name's Jack. But he'll be starting with us very soon.
Right on. Very good to hear. Hope all that works out for you guys and everything goes well with that. Now, before we dive in, I know you guys got some music out, and I got a lot of cool questions to ask you guys. But before we dive into everything that is From the Other Side, I'm going to start with this question. It's probably the most challenging question I have, other than maybe like my last one. But for you guys, what has been the best concert you've been to and the best concert you've performed at?
We've been to a lot of concerts. Paul, you're a concert man.
Yeah, I reckon probably 2005, the American Idiot, when Green Day came out with their American Idiot, they come to Melbourne, and that's probably still the one that stuck in my head to be the best. Jesus, there has been heaps of cool ones, but yeah, that one's probably top for me.
That's cool. I haven't been out much and haven't seen a whole lot of concerts, so I did see a band who I mates in called Orpheus Omega the other night, and they really put on a cool show, and everyone was moshing. I got thrown into if I like risked myself holding my phone up to like film them, I was about to be slammed into the stage from the mosh that was going on behind me, and I've got a massive bruise on my leg now from that. So it was good. It was fun.
I would have to say best one I've ever been to was Motorhead without a question. I mean, yeah, Lemmy was something else, and it is without doubt you just can't hear for a week afterwards.
That's cool.
My best one was probably Foo Fighters. I think I would have been 7 or 8 years old. I think it was at Amy Park.
I was there.
Tenacious D opened up for them.
I was there.
Yeah, I was backstage, so I got to meet like Jack Black. When Foo Fighters came off stage, before Taylor Hawkins passed, he gave me one of his sticks after the show, and that was probably the best moment.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I didn't even know about that. That's news to me. I didn't know that you were going to meet Jack Black. That's sick.
Yeah.
I like it.
All really, really great memories. Sorry, I think I just cut you off. Yes.
No. Just you asked the best one that we've played, which has
Yeah.
only
Oh, yeah,
been it's only been 2, but I reckon our first one was probably our best one. All our
Yeah.
family and friends come. Rose
Yeah,
got
we're still a very
Rose-
fresh.
Rose got everyone up the front, and they were moshing, and it was just cool to have all your friends and family in the room. Like everyone wants to show up to your first gig. But yeah, as Rose was about to say, we're fresh so we've only actually played live twice.
But
Yeah.
technically, with the acoustic show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was that. That was a bit different though. So explain. I'll catch up. So I was asked to do a support act, like an acoustic act for a band called Sisters Doll. They're like a rock band. Yeah, they're really cool. They're really nice guys. So yeah, we just did that like a few weeks ago. So we just did a couple like covers and some of our originals and some of my originals, and and that was really good. That was a good night. So that was fun. It was pretty busy.
It sounded absolutely amazing. Like it really did.
Oh, Mark.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys had two shows under you guys' belt, but do you
But
guys
many more to come.
what's that?
But many more to come.
More
That's what I was going to ask. Do you guys have any upcoming, or at least working on booking more upcoming shows?
Yeah, we do at the moment. The group that we are working with called Anthem Entertainment, they messaged or they were called asking to sign us on more with them. So usually they put you on a few shows, they see how you go, and if they like you, then they have, I think there's like 6 bands that they'll manage out of like a lot of people that they get gigs for. But they called us and they're like, I'd love to manage you guys. But we're working on some other contacts who hopefully get us on a bit more with like tours and things. So we're working on that at the moment, and then we're in the studio. Is it next week? Doing recording 2 more songs, so hopefully releasing them in
Monday.
There you go. That'd be cool.
Well, right on. I hope all that works out for you guys. But I did want to focus on you guys, and obviously we're talking from the other side here. How did you guys come together as a band?
Cool.
Yeah, Paulie.
So
He's on your right. He's on like here for me. Like
It's backwards.
Yeah, without rambling too long, just me and my brother, we played together like just at our house for years and years and years. Never really in bands and stuff. And one day we decided, let's actually start a band and see if we can do something with it. I messaged Mark. I've known Mark for a while now. Just if he was interested in playing bass and if he knew anyone, he brought our original guitarist over, and then what happened then?
We played.
Yeah, we were just practicing, playing covers and stuff. We started to write songs, and I was singing at the time, and I was like starting to realize that our music's pretty good, but if it's something that I want to do publicly, that there's no way in hell that I want to sing. So
Best decision ever.
It was. We just put the feelers out on Facebook pages, and Rose answered the call. Liked all the bands that I did, and still does, and probably one of the best things that we've done for the band, I reckon.
Oh,
and then, my brother, he decided that being in a band wasn't quite for him. So we lost our drummer, and then the message got put out again, and we found Jonah, which is again, it's just been another awesome find. So we're very lucky in that respect.
Hey.
So, and then when did like the current lineup you guys have? When did that come into place?
A few weeks.
So again, without talking too long, we just lost our guitarist.
Like a rhythm guitarist.
Yeah, so he was just different time of his life to the rest of us. No ill feelings, nothing like that. Just decided it wasn't for him. It is a bummer, but like Rose said before, we're lucky that we found, someone to replace him. He's just, sticking a few things off the list and getting, his stuff together. He's a bit busy. So, he's going to join us, and then, we'll be back and, straight back into doing what we were doing previously.
Yeah, that's pretty sums that up.
Yeah. So, like, right at this very point in time, it is just the four of us. We're going into the studio, like I said, Monday. We've got 2 songs to record, and we'll be releasing them within the next month, and then probably another month after that.
Really?
Hopefully by that time, Jark's joined, and we're playing shows again. That's the idea.
Yeah. Long story short, Jack was asked by his guitar teacher to fill in for his guitar teacher. So when we have like rehearsals in the afternoon, he has to help the guitar teacher that's left. He's running the classes for him, so he's doing that for a month while he's away on holidays. So when he's finished, he'll be with us because he's like, I don't want to commit and say that I can be there when I can't be at rehearsals at the moment. But when he can, he's like, in a month, he's like, I'm definitely in. He's like, it's a definite yes. I just need to finish this stuff and I want to be committed. He's like, I don't just want to say yeah and then not be able to do anything with you guys. He's like, I want to say yes and then be full, like all on. So that was that. Story of Jack.
No, completely understandable, and I, obviously, once you finish that, I'll be with you guys. So I'm, obviously, it's a weird waiting period right now for you guys for that, but hopefully it all works out in a month. Definitely.
It has been a bit of a frustrating time, really, because just kind of sitting around like doing nothing. So
yeah, we had so much momentum going too, and we had to cancel like 2-3 shows, and we had a lot of other stuff planned. That we're going to do that we've had to stop and then postpone now. So it's like all of a sudden it's like the train's going, all of a sudden it's just like, nope, you're going to stop for a while. So it's like, oh no. But we're doing this interview with you, Continue Hot. So thanks for breaking up the frustrating period.
Hey, no problem. I hope it's at least an enjoyable spot in this period for you.
No, this is good. I was watching your interviews and I was like, I really like the way that you talk and interact. I'm not going to say anything about the other interview that we did the other day.
I think certainly all of us, because like we were going at a really hard pace. And then, like Pauline and Rose were saying, we had that sort of a bit of a
Stop laughing, Jonah.
And, but at the same time, like I think it's given us all a bit of a chance to have a bit of a breather as well, so we can all come back fresh new ideas. And obviously, what Jacques brings to the table with, another perspective and all that sort of thing as well. Hopefully it's only going to give us that a little bit extra boost and bring us much more back into the area where we were heading. So we got quite a lot of exciting stuff coming up, I think, for us for the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I know it may feel weird right now, like to kind of stop what you're doing, but take a breather. You guys are gonna refocus. You guys are gonna come back and hopefully refreshed and playing more shows, writing, recording new music as well. So you guys, once you get past this, I know you guys a lot of great stuff ahead of you for you guys. There we go. I did want to talk about the latest single for you guys, which is Misery. How was it writing and recording Misery?
Well, usually
it flowed really well, actually.
It's pretty sure.
Yeah, it was good.
It's good doing well. So it's good answer. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Really in depth and very informative there. Thanks. So usually starts off, Paul comes up with a riff, right? Is that how you came up with this one in the beginning, and then you sent things to me, and then I was like, oh, we'll do this and this?
Yeah, I was like, as I said, like I've never been in a band before, so like everything that I kind of write has been stuff that I'd like remembering over heaps of years and stuff. So I'll just, like anything starts, play the guitar and all that sounds cool. I'll record it and then I'll send it to Rose and she'll be like, no, that's shit. Do it again. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So
I don't like it. Send me something else.
But yeah, and it depends what I'm listening to at the time too. Like obviously I've got my influences when it comes to music, but whatever I'm kind of listening to at the time kind of creeps into what kind of song I'll write. And then I send that idea to Rose and she runs with it and does her thing. So
So I write the lyrics and the melody. for our songs. And that's the same. Like he'll send me something like an idea, and he'll be like MCR thing or like Blinky thing. And, like, and with this one, what did you write on the one the next release? It's called Toxic Heart, but I can't remember what you called it. Escape the Fate.
Yeah.
So he wrote Escape the Fate thing on it, like just ETF, and I was like, okay. And then so usually from there, like even when he does that, it helps me like, okay, this is the kind of sound that we're going for. This is how I'm going to like sing it, and this is how I'm going to write. Although Misery, I did take a bit of like the writing. What would be the word for that? Like the influence from when I started writing it. It was just like kind of coming to me, and then I was like, oh, this is a bit like Green Day kind of. Just the way I was thinking about the lyrics, because they can be like political, but they say it in like code without saying it, and I was like, oh, people can relate to that, and then it kind of just wrote itself. I don't know. It was an easy one because they like sent it to me, and then like within it was like 2 hours, I think I sent it back, and I'm like, what do you think? Yeah. And then sometimes if I don't like the song as much, it takes me a while, and then I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I'm not like getting anything with this.
But then
I'm like, oh, give me something else.
Yeah. So like the demos and stuff get bounced back like pretty much between me and Rose, a few times. But then when we're finally finished it and we take it to the studio, like it's sick watching Jonah like do his thing, and he's like, oh, I think the drums sound like this, and that's like, the song starts to come alive, I guess. You listen to
together. Like,
every time I record it, it's just, with a simple drum track, and I always tell Jonah, like, just ignore that. That's just a metronome for me. And then, he gets behind the kit, first day of recording, and that's when you're like, fuck, this is going to be a sick song. So, yeah.
Yeah. And we were like in like rehearsals, and we're like, hey, Jonah, do this. And he's like, oh, I'm going to be like, Jonah, do it. And then like, as we're like telling her, I'm like, I want a sound that's like, brrr. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha. He's like, something like this. And we're like, yeah, that'll do.
we're like, oh shit, okay, that's real. Yes, do it.
Yeah, that sound there that you just did, that'll do. Thanks. So that's good.
I think one of the best things that sums up like how well Jonah can play is a show that we played recently. We was talking to one of the guys that had come down to see us afterwards, and he turns around and goes, oh, like, it was really great to see, like Jonah playing with a click track and all that sort of stuff. And I said, no, dude, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And he was genuinely astonished. He's like, what, he's not playing to a click track? And I said, no, the guy is a human fucking metronome. Like, he's just got an in-ear monitor so he can hear the guitar part and Rose singing. And it's like,
I
that's
usually
it,
have
man. Like, he's not
guitar and my kick in my ears. That's it.
Yeah, that's sick.
So,
when we were doing the music video for Misery, it was in like this massive hall thing, and we had like 2 speakers with it, and then he still couldn't hear like the song because his drums were so loud in this hall. So then we brought out another 2 amps, all like fallbacks.
Yeah.
And then those weren't loud enough, so we got another 2. So you actually see them, because in the end we ended up putting them in the music video because it just looked cool, like the way we'd set up. But they were only there so that Jonah could hear the song, because he couldn't hear it over his drums. And then and then it wouldn't power up. Like we hadn't got enough power. So you had to. What did you use, Mark?
I brought my bass amp in and plugged all the speakers into that, and then there's a junction box for the iPod into it. And we just used basically my bass head to power this whole musical monstrosity that we'd created, and it was a lot better after that. That wasn't intentionally supposed to be there. It was only there so that Jonah could hear the songs. He couldn't hear it.
It wasn't for the looks.
Yeah, and then the guy that was filming it, which his name's Luke, he was like, no, let's just put it in there. It looks cool. So that's how the speakers all up the front ended in the song, because they weren't actually supposed to be there. It was just, yeah. So that's a little.
He made us look a lot cooler than we really are.
My awkward dancing that reminds me of that. Have you guys seen that new the horror movie that's coming out called Megan?
No.
Oh, okay. I saw the trailer for it.
Have you seen the trailer and you've seen that like weird dance that she does? So every time I see the Misery video, that is what comes into my mind. That's what I dance like.
Hey, but you can actually do cartwheels, which I don't think any of the rest of us can do, though.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Right.
I haven't seen you do a cartwheel recently.
I can do a few backflips, but I couldn't do it in those pants. I was freaking out because if I got caught in that, because usually I do like the front flip with the round off with like a back salt on the end of it, a back flip. So there's in gymnastics a very technical, which is the back flip and a back salt. So a back flip is where you don't land with your hands, and a back salt is when you do. Or it's the other way around. You know, I don't know.
I can sleep easy knowing that now. I'm gonna sleep easy knowing that.
And then I did this really goofy run that I was just like practicing to see if I could do it, and that was the one I chucked in the video. I was like, oh, okay. And then the rest I just look like the Megan girl, so I'm just like, I am the most awkward dancer in the whole world.
There's a lot in there, and I don't
Did we
even know
answer
where
your
to start. Paul and Joni, can you guys do cartwheels?
I want to see you do a cartwheel while playing the drums. I will be seriously impressed.
Done.
So,
Give me a few days.
Do a handstand on them, like on one of the toms, and you snare, like just.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Next video.
Easy.
I want to see it. I want to see proof.
You will hold this against me, and I will do it.
That can be your trademark, and you'd be like Jonah TM, like a photo of you doing like a handstand on your drum kit. I haven't seen it done, so.
Yeah, I mean, like Tommy Lee does, like, I mean, his whole like riser, he was doing like, you know, with backflips with his riser on his on the final tour. So if you could be the next Tommy Lee if you do, you know, cartwheels with a drum set, man. You
see, it's gonna happen. I told you. I don't know if the boys told you. I'm a singer of a Motley Crue tribute show. Yeah. Hence why I was a little bit late tonight, but I'm trying to get Jonah in one day as our Tommy. So. You know, because Bryce, our drummer that we've got at the moment, his band, his Sisters Doll band is picking up really quickly. So I think he might get a little bit busy to be in our Motley one. So, like, if he doesn't, then I'm getting Jonah in.
All right, so you're being recruited.
He gets recruited for everything.
I was going to talk about the music video, but you already led into it, which was fantastic because that's where I was going to go next. So, quick side detour, real quick. Favorite Motley Crue song performed live, Rose?
All in the Name of. I love it so much. It's my favorite. I like the, especially if we start with it, because like Bryce will be on the drums behind us doing like the do-ga, like before it starts. And my favorite video to watch live of Motley Crue is when they do it in one of their live shows where it's like this massive star background, but the way they like start that live concert, it's really cool. I watch it when I'm training at the gym on the cardio, and everyone's like this weird girl watching Motley, but no, it's cool. I love it. Yeah. Right. My least favorite is either Wild Side or Primal.
Why is that?
I don't know. They're just, which is weird. Like, it's actually my bassist in that band. His favorite is Primal Scream. So there's obviously something great about it. But I don't know. I feel like there's nothing like really kicks up about it. Like, so when I'm performing, it's very like just do 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 do, and then of course there's nothing that's like this is a 6-star or like just the vote, like the melody. I guess there's nothing that really grabs me about it. So either of those, and they sound very similar to me. Like when we start each one, I'll be on stage like, oh, am I starting off with Kneel Down You Sinners, or am I starting with Broke Dig Dog here? I'm not sure. So I got to wait for it to like get in a bit more, and then my brain's like, okay, these are lyrics. This is what we're starting with. I'm like, oh, okay, it's this one. I think because to me they both sound very similar. So I don't know, just something about them I don't like it.
I gotcha. So back from the Motley Crue detour, come back focusing on you guys now. I'm always curious, since I interview a lot of different people from different countries, you know, in America, outside of America as well. What is like the music scene like in where you guys live in Melbourne?
Pretty vibrant, pretty diverse.
There's a lot of indie, like
it's a lot of independent stuff.
I think it's also like depends what scene you're into. Like, obviously, like we're into pop punk kind of music, so you focus your energy on like that, and it seems to be everywhere. But then like there is a lot indie bands, like hardcore's huge as well. Like there's everything really.
So the government here recently released a funding scheme to help after like COVID to help the live music scene and venues that hold live music. They giving them like grants to keep their venues open, to keep live bands coming in, and they're really trying to push for that at the moment. So I think even bands, depending on what they do, can also can claim money to help their band, just so that they can put on live shows, and then the venues are getting paid to help the music scene grow. So it's good to see that the government's trying to push for it now, because they saw how much COVID affected so many bands. Like there was a lot of bands that broke up because of it as well. People were just like, after that, I can't be bothered being in bands anymore. So a lot of them left. But now it's starting to like slowly pick up. Like the place that I played at last night, the Dorset, I did one of my first Motley shows there, and it was like absolutely packed. And then when I think it was like after COVID, well, something happened there, but they said that since we had the show last night, that's the most people they've had in there in a few months. So I'm not sure why that's like, I didn't ask too much about it, but one of the guys who worked there just said there's a lot more people that have been in that joint lately. So it must have really dropped off in the last few months. So I think they're starting to now really help and push those shows for free. So, well, not free, they're paying the venues to get more out. But it's very up and down, I think, from what I've seen. I'm guessing as it gets colder, it's going to get harder to get people out too. So,
yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a traditional winter lull in like turnouts to shows in Melbourne. I've been fortunate enough to run as a promoter for many years, so you can sort of see the trends in it. But particularly around the spring, summertime here, like live music really kicks off, and like you can see. Pretty much, you'll get some shows come up. You can pretty much see any kind of genre you want, all within the same show. It's very each sort of genre and group's very co-supportive of all the others. So it's a great place to be.
All right, I was just curious, obviously, because I talked to a lot of different people, so I'm always just curious, like what people's music scene like, where they're from, especially since you guys are all the way from Australia. So I was just curious how it is for you guys. So I'm glad it's at least starting to come back, and live shows, and they're helping out the venues and stuff, so they don't close. So you guys got a lot of great stuff going on for the music scene where you guys are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's cool. It's good.
No, it is a great place to be at the moment. It's, as I say, it got, as everyone was saying, like it got hit really hard by COVID. It's definitely coming back strong, and some recent things that have been going on here have sort of really shown how much strength and depth there is in the local scene too. Like we've had thousands and thousands of people get together to save one of the venues.
Oh, that's the last tote, isn't it?
Yeah, the last chance to save the tote campaign.
The last tote. I mean, I was on the right track.
Close. And that was literally thousands and thousands of people came together to raise $3 million to secure the venue, which is going to be then put in trust, so it can never be demolished. It can never be anything but a live music venue. So, and that I think really speaks to the health and strength of the scene around here.
So I think they were trying to raise $3 million.
Yeah,
they got it.
They got it. No, okay. I'm unworldly. No.
Well, it's awesome to hear. That's really cool to hear, and I'm glad they're able to do that and raise all the money they needed for that as well.
I mean, at least I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something, but I shouldn't say it, but I want to say it because it's so funny. And I laugh. Say it? Should I say
it's up to you. It's your interview.
I was going to say because Matt here is from the UK, but I was just making a joke because of something. Anyway. I know you're from the US. I know. Unless
that
you get
that was hilarious. You should say that again.
No, because once you get the reference, you're not going to get it.
I get the reference.
Sorry, I did watch that interview. I'm not going to say any more about it.
Alrighty. Well,
Thank you.
Now it's gonna feel like super awkward. Like my next question was my go home question. Now it's gonna be like really awkward. Like, did he get mad and just wanted to end the interview? And like, no, I was actually planning to end it this time. But anyway, so what are the plans for From the Other Side for the rest of this year, 2023?
Did you guys want to talk about the coach or?
No, I mean, like I think.
I think recording obviously
basic
next
aim-
week is like that's what we're doing. So there's at least 2 new songs that get released this year.
Definitely looking at getting more shows.
Yeah, playing as much as we can. I think it's something that we're almost like ready. Well, we were planning on doing, and then obviously we hit this little lull. And just like for me anyway, like playing with other bands like in the scene. For the short time that we have been, we've already met some really cool people. So, for that to continue would be awesome. And yeah, just grow the band, I guess, as much as we can.
And like the love and warmth that we've received already has been amazing. It really has. So, and yeah, hopefully, keep growing that and, get out, like Paulie said, we'll get some more shows on and then we can have our minds blown by seeing more people singing along to our songs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. We have I got a 21st tonight, and the girl whose 21st it is, she's like, "Oh, can you come and do an acoustic version of one of ours, the Lonely Man?" It's her favorite song. She's like, "Can you please come play that tonight?" So I've had to get. So Jack, our new guitarist, is her boyfriend. So I've had to. He messaged me last night. He's like, "Oh, can you quickly get this ready together?" And I was like, okay. So I messaged Paul, and I'm like, "Can you quickly send me a video of you playing Lonely Man acoustically so then I can play it tonight, or so that I can get Jack, who will be our newest guitarist, to play it tonight for this girl because it's her favorite song." And I was like, I feel a little bit lame getting up there and being like, "Hi guys, I'm just here to sing my own song for my own band." And I was
I
like,
promise you I'm really cool.
"Yeah, I promise this was not my idea." It's like, "Yeah, I'll come and sing at I'll come sing at your birthday, but it's going to be one of my songs." So no, I'm going to make sure I say that before I get up there. I was like, "No, I didn't come here to sing my own song."
But here I am singing my own song.
Yeah.
Just stop the party, everyone. I have to get up and sing my own song from my own band.
Well, I hope that goes well. Yeah, make sure to clarify that before you start.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
It'd be funny.
For anyone who's curious, where are the best places to find From the Other Side online?
Spotify, obviously From the Other Side. You can find our recent tracks there and our 2 new ones when we release them. On Instagram, we're FTOS Official. On our website, we are www.ftosband.com. And Twitter, what's that? What was that Twitter, Mark? You're in charge.
At FTOS Band, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I think that's all of them. Have I missed something?
Social media, pretty much.
Yeah. Everywhere.
And yeah, we'll post shows soon. But I usually update a website and put any shows, new songs, videos on there anyway. I haven't lately, but I will once we're back up and running fully again.
Right on. I will drop some links for From the Other Side in the description of this podcast as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. Had a really great time chatting with you guys.
Thanks so much, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Of course. But From the Other Side, I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.
Yeah.